So here we are. This is the Things Betwixt tutorial area. Most of this kind of just shows you how to play the game. A lot of expert players will just run through here because there's really not a lot for you. I'm going to go ahead and play through it and kind of explain some concepts because you never know. I mean, if you've never played a Souls game, then these concepts may be new to you, and the game is now teaching you some of these, and later on will not teach you those. So I'm going to switch my weapon over to the dagger, and it says R1 is going to be an attack. Now, if I use the staff, it's going to cast a spell. If I use the dagger, it's going to stab. So I'm a big believer in conserving energy and being efficient. Right now, these are all kind of trash, like just trash mobs. They really don't, they're not going to do a lot of damage. And by that I mean, it'll take a bit for them to kill you. They'll still kill you. But a lot of times I'll run through the game and I'll use the dagger a lot, or a sword, specifically to conserve spells. Okay, so holding down this, that's going to do a dash. If you hold down circle. Now this is kind of showing you, like if you ran into things, if you ran in here and you didn't stop, you go ooh doo 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 and trigger this guy. So always look around the corners. The game's trying to teach you that. That's very important. So down there, oh, I can't remember how to get to that guy. I'll have to go there later. So this next part, which this little thing here will tell you, is a backstab or a critical hit. You go behind the back and you hit R1. It'll trigger a little critical hit. So with a dagger, it's a backstab. With a sword, it'll be different. So another dagger. Sounds good. Alright, now it's going to teach you roll. Okay, so your roll is your dodge, which will avoid arrows. So I'm going to let this guy shoot and roll away, and you got him. So stab, stab, stab. Remember what I said about watching corners. You never know. Just kind of throwing some of these concepts together, trying to teach you through doing. It's showing you controls, but it's telling you the controls, but it's showing via game design. So backstep is just a little tap circle, and you'll backstep as long as you're not hitting a direction. Alright, so here we got multiple enemies, so you want to dodge those arrows, and they move slow enough you can kind of sidestep it. I don't know why, he's kind of glitched, but you can kind of sidestep a little bit. As long as you're watching him, you should be able to sidestep it. Now, why am I going through as a sorcerer and using a dagger the whole time? If you haven't played beforehand, you're like, well, I'll just cast spells at them. I could do that, and I'll show you what happens with that. By the way, this is the move camera, so it's going to let you look down, so you can see there's an area right down here that you may miss if you if you're not looking down. By the way, this nest is important. I'm going to kick down this ladder, by the way. Usually you get a little prompt there. Okay, so it's saying look down, because if you look down, you'd see this little platform here. You drop down here and grab an item. Name of the soul of the nameless soldier. Alright, light sconces with torch. I don't remember what happens when you light all of them, but or if something happens, but I'll do that later, because we will return to this area. So that's the first section. And here's the second section of the tutorial. And I'll show you why I was talking about casting and why I was conserving. So here's one spell. It didn't quite kill. So if it takes 2 to kill each of these trash mobs, that means I get 15 kills in total. And after 15, I'm forced to run away or use a dagger. So that's why I use a dagger a lot. or a sword. Alright, so should have actually explained that while I was doing it. So this is teaching you how to do a jump in the game. As as you can see, sometimes it's a little clunky. So jump is a little funky in this. You have to run and then tap on that that dash button in order to get it to jump. So I'll go back and do that. I'll light these sconces later, by the way. I need to look up and see what it does because I can't remember what it does, if it does anything. So like I said, two casts. Alright, so I'm going to jump and grab those souls. So you got to time it right. As you're running, you release and tap that that circle button. At least that's my configuration. You can set it up in a different way. I find that to be easier than clunking with multiple buttons. Alright, so this is a plunging attack. So as you're falling, you hold the button of your attack, whatever your weapon is, and it'll plunge. So if I had a shield, I could repel an enemy attack, but I don't have a shield yet. Then guard break is... can I guard break with this? Yeah, I can. Okay, it's forward and R1 at the same time, kind of tapping them. So let's do a plunging attack here. Let's see, it didn't even kill him. Now I've got to deal with both of these guys. Switch this out a little bit. So if they're, if we've done some damage with them, we could cast. You really need to know your enemy, and you need to know how much damage you're going to do against that type of enemy, depending on your spec. By the way, this is a cracked red eye orb. That would allow me to invade other players and attack them. I'm not big on that, honestly. So jumping attack is you tap forward and R2 in this case. It'll do a nice little jump. This is a short range weapon, so not really that big of a deal. Not that lucrative to do it. So that is the second section of the tutorial. That's basically it for the tutorial. Now there's another area to go through here, and unfortunately there's this statue blocking our way, so we'll have to come back to him and figure out what's going on back there. Okay, so I'm gonna light the sconces that we have so far. I may edit this part out. I'm just gonna go ahead and light them. Put away your put away your torch when you're not using it. It'll conserve the amount of time. So every time you go up to, oops, what the heck? Thought that was all I needed. Huh. Thought I could put it away. Apparently I can't, so run through. Try to hit all of them. So I could put it away, kill enemies, and then backtrack. That's one way to do this. I don't think they're going to do that much damage to me, though. This guy might. Alright. Going. So that's why we got that ogre earlier on. Because as you can see, we'd only be at 870 souls. We're now at 1,870. It's not a ton when it comes to like late game, but right now that's a good amount. That's gonna let us level up one more time than we would have been able to. One and some change, that is. It's another sconce. Drop down here. We're gonna go ahead and use a life gem, which we hadn't used the whole time. Life gems are items that you'll find that are consumable and let you heal. So got these two. Just make sure I got all of our sconces. There isn't one over there. Okay, that does put it away if you go up a ladder. It's good. I think he pulls it back out when he comes out, though. Yep. Gonna light this one. Still doing alright, though. Do I have one down here? No. In here. And then one more here. If that doesn't do anything, then that doesn't do anything. It doesn't. Okay, so we will figure that part out later. We've at least lit them, most of them, and we'll have to fix that curse later. Alright, so this is Majula. This